You've been anxiously awaiting it for a day.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
And now we're here.
And yes, and truth in advertising once again, because junk will be discussed. Because
we got junk, we got nonsense, we got foolishness, and we got you on the phone, 707-4-MONKEY, or leave a comment in the comments below. Welcome. Mike and Molson going to mangle the news for you now. Or if you're listening on the podcast, it's the Too Good for Radio podcast.
Yeah, either way, whatever, we respond to either name. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, like, share. We would appreciate that because we do this all for you, because the world needs some laughter. And boy, if our old ass politicians aren't supplying us with some superb sound bites. Last week we had Schumer all aroused in the most unarousing way possible with his glasses down, and I've never felt people so aroused. It's an arousing experience.
Well, he got so aroused he fell down the stairs. Did you see that?
No, he didn't.
Oh yeah, he took like 2 different tumbles down the steps at the Capitol, and they've been pushing him around in a wheelchair.
I thought that was McConnell. I didn't think that was
McConnell?
Schumer.
Oh no, you're right. It was McConnell. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what?
It's a right side old. They all look the same.
You get to
all
about
those
83.
Old white guys all those old white guys look the same to me. They're all just sitting there like both monotone as all get out.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'll tell you what.
I don't even know who this is. It's just he's just pale and he's white and he's gray. His face is gray. His shirt is gray. He's just gray.
This is Senator John Kennedy. He has given us some excellent sound bites in the past. He's from Louisiana. He's one of the ultra right, and at one point he was talking, when they were more focused on sexual books. He talked about putting the wiener. He was the guy I could not wait to put his penis in my mouth.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot he read that verbatim. With
yeah,
no shame.
Verbatim. Once again, the most just asexual, no gusto type of way, making people's private parts either dry up or shrivel when he was reading that. And so, because everyone said that this election is about the price of eggs, and what's going on with Musk and everything, he was on with everyone's favorite thumb, Sean Hannity, and well, the audio kind of speaks for itself, and I don't know if it's on par with Schumer. I think
so too. Oh, I think it absolutely is. Oh, look what I just did. I'm sorry.
Let me say first, Sean, that it's kind of cool having a president again. Let me try to put all this in context for you. I like omelets. I mean, I really like omelets. I could eat an omelet at every meal. I like omelets better than sex.
What? First of all, that's a lot of eggs, and with egg prices where they are, who the hell has the money to eat omelets and for every meal?
Mr. Senator Moneybags here.
Yeah, exactly.
Buying
Mr.
omelets for every meal.
Yeah, no doubt. And then to be like, I like omelets better than sex.
Likes omelets better than sex.
What kind of Denny's or Waffle House are you going to that their omelets are that freaking good that you're like, this is better than sex?
For meal. I like omelets better than sex.
So, just an interesting analysis of what goes on there. He thinks that that's an applause line or a laugh line, and nothing happens
because it's terrible.
Because it's not funny, and it's and so he lands it, and he realizes nothing happens, and watch his eyes do like this fast blink of shit. I got to think of something else to say right now.
My metaphor has gone off the rails.
I like omelets better than sex.
What is that? That is the most pity laugh I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh, this is uncomfortable and awkward, Senator Kennedy, but I better do something after that terrible
crap.
line.
Even Hannity's not on board with this BS. Ha 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 ha.
I'm not having sex with my wife tonight now that you said the word sex after omelet, sir.
Like omelets better than sex. Not really, but you get the point. I like omelets. You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
And that was the point he wanted to make.
Then why do we delve off into I love omelets so much, I love them more than sex? Couldn't you just say, you know the old adage,
we know
you
what
can't
that means.
Make an omelet.
Yeah.
Right. We don't need the background and the context of, boy, I get a raging hard-on for omelets. When I'm at the make your own omelet at the buffet, when they threw the spinach in there and I see them salt bathe the cheese, I could bust one in my pants.
Right.
I'm John Kennedy, senator from Louisiana. Gross. No one needs to hear it, man.
You're right. There's something almost confessional about that, where you start to wonder, is he doing something freaky with omelets? What's going on here? What is this?
I think he is. I think because an omelet can be prepared in many different ways, including, sometimes people like when they flip the omelet over, there's that little bit of opening when the cheese starts coming out. Maybe I'm not saying, I don't want to start anything on this particular podcast, but I'm just saying, Mr. Kennedy right there, Senator Kennedy, may have admitted to something.
Let me try to put all this in context for you. I like omelets. I mean, I really like omelets. I could eat an omelet at every meal. I like omelets better than sex. Not really, but...
You know who probably likes omelets better than sex? Anyone he propositions to have sex with in his current condition right now.
Yeah, I'm busy.
They would probably say, give me an omelet.
I'm making an omelet.
Exactly. You know what, John? You love those omelets better than sex? Let me go to the kitchen and make you an omelet real quick rather than actually saying yes to that proposition.
Sorry, honey. I've got something better going on. I'm making an omelet.
Yeah. God. And when I first listened to that clip, I didn't notice the pity laugh until you pointed it out.
It really is. It really is. I mean, even though Hannity is on his side and is rooting for him, it is. It's like, ha, 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 ha. I'm trying to get you out of this before you make it worse than it actually is.
It goes on way too long. It goes on way too long.
I like omelets. I mean, I really like omelets. I could eat an omelet at every meal. I like omelets better than sex. Not really.
That is way too long. That is way too long to be saying that. Way too long to be laughing at that line.
Oh my God.
And to your point, the immediacy of which he realizes it didn't land the way he was, he then backtracks and goes, well, not really.
Yeah.
But let me get to what I was trying to get to before I threw the sex line in there. Do you think it was a dig at Schumer? Do you think he was like,
no,
Schumer used a
he's not that clever.
You just think he was trying to make a point of how much he really loves them eggs.
Yeah. Mm. Sean, that another thing just happened there. Something chickens do is laying eggs, and that joke just laid an egg right here on national television.
Oh, you and your Southern humor.
You
so
cad.
Funny. You cad. I hate to see what you do with one that's poached or over easy. If you love the omelet so much.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to Gloria with the weather. I mean, he was trying to figure out some way to get out of this.
He was. That was an elongated laugh to try to get to what the point actually was of breaking an egg to make an omelet. Could have just gone right to there. Could have said, I love omelets. I could have omelets all the time, but you know the old adage, but nope, got to throw in the, I like it more than sex.
Good
you know
God
what?
Almighty.
One of our sponsors, Nugenics, with their man boosting formula, maybe boost the man a little bit less.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
between Schumer and now Kennedy, I don't need to hear them talking about arousal or sex for another, I don't know, forever, to be honest
apparently
with you.
it's happening all over because there's a proposal to ban masturbation. What is this?
Yeah. Let me introduce you to a state senator from Mississippi, Bradford Blackman. He has introduced, and he's admitted right away, all right? he's admitted this is kind of a satirical bill that he is putting forward because in Mississippi, because of Roe v. Wade banning abortion. And so it's a satirical act that he put out and put forward called the Contraception Begins at Erection Act, which I love. I love that one. Yeah, the Contraception Begins at Erection Act. And basically what it says is, and I love the fact that they have to put legalese at this point, the bill would make it a criminal offense for anyone in Mississippi, according to the Contraception Begins at Erection Act. It would be illegal and a criminal offense for anyone in Mississippi to, quote, discharge genetic material without the intent to fertilize an embryo.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, I love how scientific they made that of, hey, it's going to be illegal for you to discharge your genetic material without the intent to fertilize an embryo. Now, obviously, people have gotten a little bit upset by this possible, which on its face, right? There is no way.
Don't say on its face. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Not for the Contraception Begins at Erection Act.
Don't say that.
My apologies. Yeah. You know how much I love omelets, Johnny. So what he said, though, is, obviously satirical. And he said, though, he's gotten a response. TMZ reached out because they heard erection was involved in the story.
Right.
And that's why we were following it. 80% positive responses from women who were just like, right on, I appreciate the support. 50-50 with men, but the 50% who were against it didn't see the joke in it, and apparently he has received death threats.
I love that. I love that people are taking it so damn seriously that they're losing their minds over this.
How could they litigate it? Even in a world where they would even put that to a vote, right? How are they going to litigate that? Does someone have to come in and collect, like someone's got to catch you in the act? Maybe you've had an argument with your significant other and they bring in the sock or they're like, here is the evidence the criminal offense took place. And can you imagine the poor police officers have to go through forensic then? Be like, how long has that been?
Listen, I want them to see this all the way through, and I want them to have congressional hearings and bring in like regular citizens saying, Senator, I masturbate at least once a day, sometimes more than that, and this would be an absolute outrage to foist this upon me.
I do want to hear those voicemails of those who oppose the act to be like, hey, you can't be voting for this bill. I got OnlyFans account. What will we do about the OnlyFans people without my ability to have my erection and to fulfill my promises? By the way, the penalties for anyone convicted of this particular offense, if it were ever, and he even admits, Senator Blackman admits it's satirical. Right. There's no way in hell it's going to get passed.
He's just trying to make a point by being silly.
Yeah, the Contraception and Erection Act, anyone convicted be fined $1,000 for the first offense, $5,000 for the second offense, and then $10,000 for any additional offenses.
Right.
The bill made exemptions.
And then we cover your house in wallpaper that looks like this.
Yes,
so exactly. You never do it again.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that's going to be everywhere you look. The last little part of it is the fact that they said that there were some exceptions if it's donated or sold to a facility for the purpose of future procedures to fertilize an embryo.
Okay. All right.
So yes.
If you have the wherewithal to contain it somehow.
Yes, then you would be exempt from the Conception Begins at Erection Act. I just love the title. I love everything about it. Well done, sir, on that.
Well, I don't know how anyone feels about this one. The big nude boat is about to set sail, Mike. Tell me a little bit about, oh my gosh. Tell me a little bit about what we're looking at here.
So there is a travel company, and for years, if you're new to the Mike and Molson programs, for years we've discussed good nude and bad nude,
sure.
And this is all bad nude. First of all, cruises in of themselves, I'm not a fan of, but to make it all nude, the cruisers will be going on the big nude boat The ship is setting sail from Miami. This is all through the travel company Bare Necessities, BARE. They have teamed up with the Norwegian cruise line, which, by the way, this is going to be an 11-day voyage from Miami to the Caribbean. 11 days of dangly bits hanging low everywhere. Also, may I just say to the Norwegian cruise line, that boat better be taken out of rotation for 5 years at least.
It's one of
There
those,
is not.
yeah, you put it out in the ocean and you use it as target practice for the military and let them sink it.
There's no going back.
Yeah.
There is not enough bleach in the world for me to be safe with any of those railings. I don't know if I can say railings on a big nude boat. I don't know if I can even say that word, but they have to bleach the hell out of that particular thing.
Well, you got a couple of days. I mean, it sets sail on Monday. So if you want to get in on this, Monday. You can still book. Does it say what here? I guess we can push the book now. I'm so afraid to push buttons on this website.
Yeah, you never know what's going to pop up.
Let me take let me take the website down before I push a button here.
So I will let people know how much you think it would cost to be nude on a boat with folks for 11 days.
Oh my God. I'm looking at the pricing now. Do you have it?
Yes, okay. I have it. It starts at $2,200 a person.
Yeah.
And that's no views, just walking around seeing the dangly bits for $2,200. Now it's making stops in the Bahamas and Puerto Rico. What are those poor people? Haven't they suffered enough? They don't need these nude idiots coming in. Martinique, St. Lucia, all that will be included in your big nude boat.
Yeah. For $2,200, you got like a one bed inside, so you're not even on the outside of the boat. If you want one with a porthole.
Can you say that on the big nude boat? I don't think you can swap the poop deck either. Swab the poop deck in the big nude boat. I think the boat just goes uncleaned.
But look at this thing up here, the owner's suite with a balcony for $14,000. I don't know how this compares to other cruises.
Cruise
I don't know
prices.
If that's...
Yeah, I don't know if that's the usual price or not. And there's the layout of the ship. By the way, I don't know. Do you trust anybody who's going on the big nude boat by themselves?
Oh, check this out, Mike. They've got a thrilling zip line.
No, you can't. How do you get connected to the zip line?
Yeah.
Are they using the undercarriage? Are they using the top shelf? Like, what are they doing to connect you to the zip line?
You got
how do you sterilize that in between?
You have world-class diving and snorkeling. See, everything sounds dirty. Whatever they're doing sounds filthy, right?
Yes, yeah, because it's the big nude boat.
The lush, vibrant islands of Jamaica, 2 exclusive nude beach stops.
You don't have enough nude on the boat.
Right.
Be like, if you don't want to be nude on the boat for 11 days, let me tell you what, you're going to get nude on a beach.
Relax in the sand under swaying palm trees, wearing nothing but a smile.
That's sand everywhere.
Yeah.
That's every crevice is going to be filled with sand. Why?
They've got a store here, and what's weird is all you can buy is shirts.
That makes no sense.
No, it makes no sense at all.
You're the big nude boat. Why do you have clothing? It's, I guess, when you make it back to the mainland that you can promote the big nude boat. Experience the world naturally. Oh, no. That's what I see. That's what I think it is.
Well,
what do you believe?
Even those people are too attractive to be actual nudists. That's the problem with nudists. It's never like this. It's never models.
No, it is not like that. What do you think the average age of the person sailing on the big nude boat is?
Oh, they're all easily pushing retirement age, I think.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the average age of the big nude boat is probably 62.
All right, with your butts.
If you're looking for a body positive experience, see right there is how they undercut all those people are paid models, and then they say the body positive experience. Look no further than a Bare Necessities cruise, because everything is old and flopping around. At what age does it get to that? When you go, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm gonna nude it. I mean, I guess you don't have to pack as much for 11 days if you're on the big
true.
nude boat.
That's true.
You're not packing as big a suitcase. But just everything about that just sounds horrible to me. Just look at that. Look at that guy.
Yeah, and you know what? And the boat is like rocking. You probably like bump into people, and oh god, just
right. Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine doing the silent disco on a cruise?
Yeah.
And you just got your eyes closed and you're dancing around, enjoying yourself, and you turn around and just the swords cross, or you step on someone's naughty bits or something along those lines. Like, just no.
Awful.
No.
Everything's just sloshing around.
4707 Monkey or comment. Would you be down for the big nude boat?
Yeah. More. We have more nude news than we know what to do with here. As a couple enjoying a walk in the woods, discovered some sex pictures stuck to a tree. There's so much, we've got so much nudity going on right now that it's not even on the internet anymore. People are just putting it on trees.
Yeah, well, it goes to your theory of at some point we're all going to be in some type of adult material, whether it be on a tree, online, or whatever. We're all going to be a part of it somehow.
There's nowhere else to put all this stuff. So this husband and wife were walking through the woods, and they found 3 pornographic photos attached to a tree. The images were close to a public footpath where families walk by. The dad of 2 said, "It was totally bizarre. We stopped off to have some tomato soup from a flask. We turned around, and there they were, bold as brass."
Wait, back. Tomato soup from a flask? I'm assuming they mean thermos. Because sometimes it seems like this is from the UK, and they have different terminology. Because I've never seen anyone drink tomato soup from a flask unless they put a little vodka in there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I shouted, "Oh my God!" and Erica jumped out of her skin. It put us right off our soup and roll. Who would put something like that in the middle of a wood? There are some strange people out there. It was shocking, a bit disturbing, to be honest. They looked as if they had been there for some time as they were fading. I love that he just stood there and then analyzed it because he wanted to know.
He's so in shock that now I have to really peruse them further to go, boy, these have probably been out here for a while. Are we the first ones to stumble upon it, or did other people just go, nude porno pics in the woods?
We turned around, and there in front of us were these porn pictures. They were screwed into the tree and looked a bit weathered and worn. It was just so bizarre, not something you expect to see on an afternoon walk.
I love how polite other hikers were, that they never tore them down. They're like, well,
right.
If they went through the whole rigmarole to take the nude photos out there and then screw them into the tree, far be it for me to rip them down. They're now just a part of nature. It's a part of the experience.
Right. I think we've exhausted all of our nude for today.
Okay. What do you think the squirrels thought of when they were climbing up that tree, by the way?
Right. But now we go to a knock it off science story where an ancient worm frozen in permafrost thawed and came back to life. They found
like Captain America?
Yeah, right. It was a nematode that was found 130 feet underground near a river where it had remained in suspended animation since the time of the earliest known cave paintings. So around 46,000 years, this worm froze.
Hanging out?
Yeah. And then
how would you like that for a nap? 46,000 year nap.
Yeah, right. Is it time to get up yet? No, it's only 32,000. All right.
I hit snooze. It'll wake me up another 10,000 years.
Once thawed, the worm sprang back to life, ate some bacteria in a lab dish, reproduced asexually, and then promptly died. But now there's a whole new generation of these prehistoric worms.
Wouldn't you, though?
What's
go
that?
back to wouldn't you, after 46,000 years of just sitting there, wouldn't the first 2 things you do be, I need something to eat, and I need to get rid of something that's been built up for 46,000 years?
Right, I need to have an omelet.
Yeah, I really do. I love omelets so much. But now there's another generation?
So it reproduced, and so there is now another one. There is now the son of the 46,000-year-old ice worm that is sitting in a lab someplace.
Don't you send that to Alpha Genesis, the big forehead guy from South Carolina, and go, get rid of this for us. Take it out.
It just seems.
I don't know if that.
It just seems like one of those things where you say to scientists, all right, you know what? Stop screwing around. We've done enough. We know all we need to know. We've been to really cool places. I see no reason.
And I like Frank's comment there. Yeah, it never ends well. Have we learned nothing? It's like we don't need to thaw out the worm. It's cool you found it, but then, I don't know, get rid of it somehow. Don't bring it in and let it thaw and be like, let's see what happens. That never works out.
There's a reason nature buried it for 46,000 years. Yeah, you shouldn't have this anymore.
No, we don't need the 4,600-year-old or 46,000-year-old worm. We just don't.
Meanwhile,
what?
Got some
I have questions already.
All right.
I have a lot of questions of how do you get an entire chopstick behind an eyeball?
24-year-old man had been suffering from an eye infection for 3 weeks. Went to a local doctor who confirmed his eyesight was fine and gave him some medicine, but his symptoms only got worse. And so he went to a different hospital. Doctors again confirmed there's nothing wrong with your eyeballs, but clearly his eye was infected, so they did a CT scan. And what they found was a 3-inch piece of a chopstick lodged behind the man's eyeball.
How in the hell did that happen?
That's exactly what the doctor said.
Unless he shoved it up his nose, which is not something you should do unless you're 3 or younger.
Yeah. The doctor said, how in the hell did this happen? He said he didn't know, but he did recall having a drunken tumble with his friend during a recent party. The chopstick likely got thrust into his head as he fell, but he was simply too drunk to realize it.
So they were having a chopstick fight with him being hammered. They're doing the Star Wars. Yeah. He falls down and thrusts into his head. I'm assuming up his nose. How do you? Continue.
Doctors successfully removed the chopstick without any problems, and the man's vision was as good as it's ever been. The doctor didn't notice any other foreign objects around the eye, so he sent him on his way. And after they removed it, and this article goes on to say that this isn't an unusual thing.
Chopsticks up the nose?
Chopsticks are sharp, so people get them stuck in their or other people's bodies regularly. There was a Vietnamese man in 2023. He had a rowdy night of drinking and he developed horrible headaches afterward. After suffering for months, he finally went to the doctor, and when he found a foreign object deep in his nose, the chopstick embedded in his brain, but miraculously missed all vitally important parts. And again, they were able to remove it successfully, and he went about his way. And they just said,
So the Big Nude Cruise, if you're listening, no sushi buffet.
Oh, yeah, that's
please.
Right.
No, yeah, God knows where the chopsticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, see right there. Frank picks up what I'm putting down there. No sushi buffet on the Big Nude boat. It's already bad enough. It's behind your eye. How could you not feel that, by the way? How could you not feel some pressure back there? I mean, you get the infection, but how can you not be like, it feels like a little bit of
he knew something was going on. I don't know. I have no idea what kind of pain sensors you have in the back of your eyeball. Hey, what's your feeling on chopsticks?
I love chopsticks.
Yeah,
I'm down with chopsticks.
I don't like chopsticks.
I use them anytime I can. I think I'm probably biased. And the fact that I've been fortunate enough in my life to be able to go over to Tokyo and be in Japan, where that is the utensil of choice over there.
What's your point?
And so I'm pro chopsticks.
Yeah, but that was just recently though.
I was even pro chopsticks beforehand. I
Right.
like chopsticks.
I don't like chopsticks.
You know
I
what?
think
I like to.
we've made better tools for eating.
I won't disagree with you. It's not the most optimal way to get food from point A to point B,
No, it really isn't.
but I like a challenge. In my mind, do I really want this as much as Kennedy likes an omelet? You know, do I really want this piece of sushi enough? And I like it. There's something elegant and quaint about chopsticks.
No, there's something cumbersome and dropping food in your lap about chopsticks. That's what chopsticks give you.
I'm pro chopsticks.
And they end up in your eyeball.
Well, there is that point. I even use chopsticks for ramen. I'll use the chopsticks to grab the noodle. I go full chopsticks whenever I can.
I get hungry. I mean, it's like it's not. I can't get food in my mouth fast enough.
I will say there's one thing I feel is superior to a chopstick, and that's a spork. I think the spork is vastly underrated.
It's the Swiss Army knife of cutlery.
It's one of the things KFC has gotten right over the years, is the use of the spork. I will give you that. Much better than a chopstick.
Well, we got the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday.
That we do, yeah. And every year they run this kind of survey, and it's kind of usually the same old when it comes to, you know, what are people's favorite snacks. Obviously, you have the buffalo chicken wings and all that kind of stuff, but this one broke it down, and there's some interesting ones because they broke it down by state. Now, overall, the majority of states, like from the middle of the country down even to like the southeast, kind of the Atlantic coast area, it's buffalo chicken dip. That's number one. Buffalo chicken is just kind of synonymous with your Super Bowl party. Buffalo chicken dip. It's just got that feel of sporting event going on there. But if you look further, where I emanate from in Florida, the number one go-to Super Bowl food, care to guess at all, Johnny? What down here in Florida people go to for their Super Bowl food of choice?
Well, I can see it there on the legend up above the map, and I'm intrigued. Talk to me a little bit about a poke bowl.
Now, once again, I use a chopstick for my poke bowl.
Yeah, you got to use a fork.
Poke bowl it's raw tuna. It's like some seaweed salad. There's various ways you can zhuzh it up however you want. But I don't know if I usually equate that with football. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna sit down for the Super Bowl. Give me my poke bowl. I mean, I guess bowl is in the title, but it seems cumbersome to eat. You want more finger food, don't you?
Well, not only do I not associate it with the Super Bowl necessarily, I'm hard pressed to call it a snack.
It's more of a meal. You're right. It's more of a meal than it is a snack.
I mean, the other things that are on there, I can see. You know, what do you got there? Garlic knots, buffalo chicken dip. That's just kind of that's just stuff you munch on. A poke bowl.
Well, garlic knots is in Colorado. I love up in New York, by the way. It's baked ziti. Could there be a more New York answer for our favorite Super Bowl food than baked ziti? Come on, New York.
Yeah.
You're falling right into it.
And it's a Lone Ranger there, too. Nobody else is doing it.
Yeah, well, poke bowl, the only other one is Hawaii. And that makes sense for Hawaii to do that. Some of the other outliers, obviously Louisiana, you would expect crawfish etouffee would be theirs. Looking at Arizona, they like hot dogs. And I'm down with a good hot dog for your Super Bowl party. Sopapillas for New Mexico, that checks.
Okay.
What are funeral potatoes? And I don't know if I associate that with a party. Who's like, I'm bringing funeral potatoes to the party. We're having a good time. Let's have some funeral potatoes. That's like Wyoming and Utah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm picturing a casserole. I don't know what funeral potatoes are.
You know what? But I prefer that over baked potato. What's going on with the West Coast? I have no use for baked potatoes.
Baked potato is also not a snack. That's just not a...
It's a side dish and maybe, depending on the size of the potato, a possible meal. I would say the same thing about baked ziti. That's not a snack. Who has baked ziti as a snack? What are you doing, New York?
Potato skins, that would qualify as a snack.
As a snack. As a delicious one at that.
Yeah.
Put a little cheddar, a little bacon bits. That's a Super Bowl snack.
But you can't potato. You can't just like have a stack of baked potatoes sitting on the table and you walk by and grab one and sit with it in your lap.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I'm gonna save the rest of this for the end of the first quarter. I don't want to miss any of the Super Bowl ads. Some of the other ones here on this list, I don't know what the hell's going on with North Dakota.
Yeah,
with their weird type of soup. I'm imagining it must be some type of I don't know, delicacy in North Dakota. I'm okay with fried green tomatoes there with Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Mississippi. And Alaska,
Good.
in Alaska, I'm fine with a deviled egg. I got no problem with a deviled egg being your
That's a
go-to for a
snack.
soup. That's a snack. That's one you can just kind of walk by the table on your way to the restroom, on your way back. You're like, you know what? I'm going to have one of these delicious deviled eggs.
And a very labor-intensive snack, by the way. I really kudos to anyone who puts
Yes.
out deviled eggs. They're
It's
delicious,
a process,
but
man.
it takes a minute, doesn't it?
You got to get the egg just right. Then you got to make sure the yolk comes out. Then you got to mix it all together, and then you got to put it back in there. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's more intensive than a buffalo chicken dip. But I don't know what the hell's going on with your baked ziti. Oh, is this that soup?
Nope. Nopfla soup is kind of a rich and creamy German potato soup.
Oh, I don't want that for the Super Bowl. That sounds heavy and make me want to take a nap. What are you
And
doing?
funeral potatoes is just like a casserole.
You are correct. Why do we always associate death with casseroles?
I know.
Of like, oh, someone died. Got to make a casserole for someone.
Right.
Time to put layers.
Yeah, and now so okay, now juxtapose that with deviled eggs. Casserole, very lazy dish. And here you are,
Yes.
somebody has just lost a loved one, and you're going to put together the laziest thing you could possibly make.
You go into your pantry and go, oh, what the hell haven't I used for a while? Let's
Right.
throw it all together, put it in this dish, bake it, and make it seem like we care about you. Here's all the stuff that I wasn't going to use in my fridge. I baked it in this pan. Here you go. I just don't understand signing up for the potluck for the Super Bowl and be like, I'm bringing the funeral potatoes.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Put me down for that. Put me down for that.
What? We got fried green tomatoes there in the. What's
Yeah,
that,
I'm fine with
Oklahoma,
that.
that area.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Texas was hot dogs. You had a different type of hot dog in Arizona. The etouffee. The ones that stood out the most to me were the baked ziti, the soup, the funeral potatoes, and just the fact that the West Coast loves themselves a baked potato.
Yeah.
That's just not a snack food for me.
And
It just
interestingly, looking at that map, Idaho, not a baked potato.
They get it all the time.
Seems a
They're
little
like,
strange.
you know what? Exactly. Screw you. We're going to go with the rest of the real world here and do the buffalo chicken dip.
I would have
It's
thought
Super Bowl Sunday.
at least in Idaho, you just go out in the backyard and grab one.
They do eat. That's one thing people don't realize. Much like most of the country eats apples, that's how Idahoans eat potatoes. They just go out and grab one and just right off, right out of the dirt. This is
Eat
when
it
they're the
raw.
freshest. Yeah, good old raw potato.
And we end tonight with a video that just made me laugh and smile to no end. First of all, I'm always curious when we discover people who have these in-home cameras that are just monitoring them at all hours of the day.
Yeah, what was that? Paranormal Activity? Was that the weird movie where
yeah.
the person, like the unnerving of just like the person just watched the other person sleep for hours on end? Yeah, you saw the footage, you're like, oh, God.
So you have this Chinese family here who obviously the mom and dad are sleeping, and you see this little girl there to the right who has her backpack on and she's about to say to her parents, "Hey, get up! I gotta go to school."
妈妈起床了，快点起到了。啊，妈妈赶快准备好了，让你爸去。爸爸，我去上学啦。
Yes! They'll put a pan over someone's head and hit it with a ladle. That is comedy gold.
Oh,
That's what you do there, Mr. Senator Kennedy.
yeah,
That's how you land a joke.
right. Yeah, I just that is, and it could not be a better cartoon sound of a clang too. I mean, it's just
Those are some heavy sleepers. I have faith in the next generation.
I do too. And you know what? The mom doesn't even budge.
No,
She
she's
doesn't
like,
care.
your turn, honey, your turn to take her to school. I got the pan yesterday.
Because according to the translation, that's exactly what transpires. Is the little girl is saying, "Hey," it says to the mom, "Got to get up. It's time to go to school." And she says, "It's Dad's turn. Get him up." And so mom just rolls over.
Hey, wake up!
Wake up, Dad.
All right, fine. Fan-flippantastic. And it's almost like she's done it before,
Right?
In that she knew exactly what pot was big enough to fit Dad's head,
Yeah.
and what ladle was going to get the best bung when you put it over his head.
Now, like she just walks away and puts on her shoes and says, "All right, we are going now."
Going now.
Yeah.
Do you want it again? You want it again, old man? I will give it to you again. I will knock that over you. Don't test me. Do not test me.
Oh God, that just made me laugh to no end. I don't know if it's real. I don't care. I don't care what it is.
We need more of that. We
I
need
know.
more of that and less of old men sex talk and big nude boats.
See how we brought that
needed
around?
that
Yeah, you thought
We did.
you thought things were old and dreary and horrible and naked and flopping, and then this brilliant little Chinese girl decides she's gonna just walk up and clang her dad on the head with the.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Now that is a real laugh, not the ha 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 ha
Ha
ha
ha
ha
ha ha ha.
ha ha ha. Well, we hope we've gotten real laughs from you today as well. Hopefully that's what we've done. So make sure you like and subscribe.
We appreciate you. We appreciate the people leaving comments on our videos, even the ones that don't like them. Makes us laugh.
It
Don't
does.
care.
It does. Yeah. If you are in North Dakota and come at us, or one of those states with the funeral potatoes, please leave a comment of why you chose that for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We would greatly appreciate hearing from you.
And God love the people who are making deviled eggs this weekend. You are doing the Lord's work.
You are.